Hello, my name is Sean P. Pell. I am a CHCSP and the Vice President of Global Threat Services at Rootshell Security. Rootshell Security's continuous testing is this idea of an always-on security assurance service that gives organisations a continuous, ongoing confidence in their sort of security posture and threat universe, and not just this once-a-year project-based sort of snapshot. It really does enhance traditional project-based testing with continuous sort of visibility, validation, and expert pen testing consultancy oversight, if you like, ensuring that security keeps pace with that constant business risk and threat landscape change. So Rootshell's continuous testing program really does provide that round-the-clock, level of assurance by combining a number of contributing sort of services. Firstly, we have the automated security discovery and monitoring, and this is to detect new exposures, misconfigurations, vulnerabilities as they appear throughout that kind of service period, leveraging things like external attack surface management, automated testing and augmented threat intelligence, if you like, and exploit detection and monitoring. The second piece of the puzzle, if you like, is expert-led manual penetration testing and consultancy to uncover that more complex or high-impact sort of risks that automated tools alone, simply don't find. And this can be across, the more simplistic engagements, right over to the more, kind of complex and protracted things like red teams or simulated attack assessments. And then finally, we have everything that stitches it all together, which is this centralized risk management sort of platform, where all identified issues are captured, they are tracked and trended within the Rootshell platform, giving that full visibility from technical teams all the way through, if you like, to senior leadership. Every data point and finding is validated, it's prioritised and contextualised by the Rootshell consultants and workflows, ensuring that decision makers really do receive a clear and meaningful insight, and not just raw data. The platform really does make real sense of the data, puts you in the driving seat to make quick and accurate decisions. The final question really is, what does it mean to my business? Well, Rootshell Security's continuous testing really does deliver clear, concise sort of commercial value, and it does this by, first of all, reducing your risk exposure, and by quickly identifying issues, misconfigurations earlier on, they don't escalate into incidents and breaches further down the road. So we can get ahead of that shift left approach. It also lowers remediation costs by avoiding expensive emergency fixes, for example, and disruption. If we can move away from the analogy of firefighting to being, more predictive, then it really does make a difference commercially. Predictable annual investment obviously is the same sort of spin there with, this idea of unpredictable reactive project spends. You can now sort of plan, if you like, your objectives for testing, and therefore you can build out a predictable annual investment for your sort of security sort of testing program. Continuous compliance, especially with regulatory and governance expectations, executive level sort of visibility into risks, trends, if you like, ownership and improvement over time for that remediation. We have this capability to track the mean time to remediate, so we're always working to increase that speed in which we can get you, the client, to fix things quicker by giving that identification, giving you that support for remediation. And then finally, that confidence in third-party and internal change. Without relying on those annual testing cycles, those unique isolated project-based cycles, we really do work with you to understand your assets, where they sit, prioritisation, and make sure we're continually monitoring and testing them to make sure there's no changes. The ultimate outcome, instead of kind of reacting to security problems after they occur and putting out the fires, if you like, by partnering with Rootshell Security, organisations gain this kind of continuous assurance, better control, and informed decision making, backed by expert consultative sort of insights throughout the year.